You set goals, make plans, but somehow you get in your own way, procrastinating, overthinking, or quitting too soon. Why do we do this? Is it fear, self-doubt, or something deeper? Maybe you felt it, that spark of excitement when you dream big, like starting a business or finally getting fit, only to watch it fizzle out. It's frustrating, right? You're not alone in this mess. We've all had those moments where we're our own worst enemy, stuck in a loop of, I'll do it tomorrow, or what's the point? But why does it keep happening? What's really holding us back? Hey, if that sounds like you, and let's be real, we've all been there, stick around. Today, we're looking at why we sabotage ourselves and, more importantly, how to stop. Before we jump in, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell. Trust me, you won't want to miss these game-changing tips. Let's get into it. So, picture this. You're hyped up, ready to crush it. Maybe it's a new workout routine, a side hustle, or just cleaning out that junk drawer that's been haunting you. Day 1, you're golden. Day 3, you're scrolling social media, wondering if you really need to do it today. What gives? Why do we keep tripping over our own feet when we know what we want? Turns out it's not just laziness or a lack of willpower, there's some real brain stuff going on here. Psychologists call this self-sabotage, and it's like an invisible wall we build between ourselves and our goals. Sometimes it's procrastination, putting off that task because, it's hard. Sometimes it's overthinking, spinning in circles until you talk yourself out of even starting. And sometimes it's quitting, bailing the second things get messy. But why? Let's break it down. First up, fear. Not the monster under the bed kind, but the sneaky kind, fear of failure. What if you try and flop? What if people judge you? A 2018 study from the University of Scranton found that 92% of people don't hit their New Year's resolutions. 92%. That's not because they're all slackers. It's because fear creeps in and whispers, why bother? It's like our brains are hardwired to protect us from looking dumb, even if it means staying stuck. Then there's self-doubt, fear's annoying cousin. You know that voice, the one that says, you're not smart enough, not ready, not good enough. It's brutal. Psychologists tie this to something called imposter syndrome, where even successful people, like Maya Angelou, who wrote freaking masterpieces, felt like frauds. A 2020 review in the Journal of Behavioral Science estimated that 70% of us deal with this at some point. So if you've ever stalled because you don't feel qualified, you're not alone. But here's the kicker, that voice isn't truth, it's just noise. And then there's something deeper, habit. Yep, self-sabotage can be a comfy old rut. Your brain loves patterns, it's why you can drive home without thinking about it. But those same grooves can trap you. Procrastination, for instance, isn't always about laziness. A study from Carleton University showed chronic procrastinators often delay because it's a coping mechanism, dodging stress now even if it bites later. Overthinking? It's your brain trying to solve everything up front. Quitting? It's a shortcut back to safety. Crazy how we're built to outsmart ourselves, right? So how do we stop this cycle? Good news, it's not about becoming a superhero overnight. It's about small, doable shifts. Let's unpack a few. Step 1. Face the fear. Sounds scary, but hear me out. Instead of running from that what if I fail vibe, flip it. Ask, what if I don't try? Research from the American Psychological Association shows that regret over inaction stings way worse than regret over action. Think about it. Would you rather look back and say, I bombed that podcast idea, or I never even recorded it? Start tiny, write one sentence, do one push-up. Fear hates baby steps, they're too small to fight. Step 2, quiet the doubt. This one's tricky because that inner critic is loud. But here's a trick from cognitive behavioral therapy. Catch the thought, then question it. I'm not good enough. Says who? Where's the proof? A study from Ohio State University found that people who challenge negative self-talk cut their stress levels by 20% in just a month. Next time you're spiraling, write down what that voice is saying, then argue back like it's a pesky sibling. You'd be surprised how flimsy it gets. Step 3. Break the habit loop. Procrastination's a beast, but it's beatable. Ever heard of the 2-minute rule? James Clear, the Atomic Habits guy, swears by it. Start with something that takes 2 minutes. Not write a book, but open my laptop. Not run a marathon, but lace up my shoes. A 2019 study in behavioral research and therapy backed this up. Small actions kickstart momentum, and your brain goes, "Oh, we're doing this now?" Before you know it, you're rolling. Quick question for you, drop it in the comments. What's one goal you've been putting off, and what's stopping you? I'm reading every single one because honestly, your stories fire me up to keep making these videos. Now let's talk overthinking. It's like your brain's stuck in a hamster wheel, analyzing every angle until you're paralyzed. A cool fix? Set a decision deadline. Researchers at MIT found that people who cap their planning time, like "I'll decide by 5 p.m., get moving faster and stress less. Next time you're waffling, give yourself 10 minutes, pick, and go. Done is better than perfect. And quitting? That's the toughest. But here's a gem from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. People who visualize their why, not just the goal, but the reason, stick with it longer. Want to learn guitar? Don't just see the chords. Imagine jamming with friends or feeling that rush of nailing a song. Tie it to something real and it's harder to walk away. Oh, and one more thing, community helps. A 2021 study from the University of Oxford showed that people with accountability buddies, like a friend who checks in, are 65% more likely to hit their goals. So grab a pal, tell them your plan, and let them nudge you. Or, hey, use this channel. If you're vibing with these tips and want more ways to outsmart yourself, hit that subscribe button right now and join the crew. We're all figuring this out together. So, where does this leave us? Self-sabotage isn't a life sentence, it's a puzzle. Fear, doubt, and habits are the pieces, but you've got the tools. Start small, question the noise, time box your thoughts, anchor to your why, and lean on others. It's not about never slipping, it's about getting back up faster. Final challenge, pick one thing from today, maybe the 2-minute rule or a quick why brainstorm, and try it this week. Then come back and tell me in the comments, did it work? What changed? I can't wait to hear. And if you're ready to keep crushing those invisible walls, subscribe and hit that bell. Until then, you've got this. See you soon.